Okay, I'm about to start washing my car and I'll show you what I got set up. I got the hose, you'd expect, car dry, ready to go, wash bucket with suds in it, and my bucket of towels, including the drying towel. And then for after the wash, you'll see here, you'll see me use it. It's a water blade and a chamois, and that's it. Wash bucket, chamois, and water blade, and drying towel. That's all that. And what I use for the wheels is just a separate rag here and some brushes if required. So that's it. And now I'm going to set the camera on the tripod and show you what time it is on my watch, and then we go. All right, I'm just going to show you the time on my watch because I haven't figured out how to do this. Look at the do the digital signature. So there it is. So I'm going to start washing the car. That's it. And that's it. So, that is the car washed and dried. I don't know what time it is now, rather I don't know what time I started. But there you go. Whatever that works out to, I'll look at it. So, that's that. All right. Now I'm going to show you a few tricks of the trade, if you will, or how I make it happen pretty quickly. First of all is to use a good sized bucket that has capacity for soap and water. The next thing I use is this little called a grit guard. It sits at the bottom of the bucket, and so when you wash your rag, when you put your rag back in the soapy water to recharge it, all the dirt comes out of the rag and goes below the bucket guard, and so then your dirt is not going to get back on your wash rag the next time you use it. This is a cheater method because the perfect method is to use two buckets, one with soapy water and one with clean water. And what you would do is you would dip your rag into the soapy water to get it all charged up, and then after you're done washing your car that one session, you go to the clean bucket and you rinse your rag off in it. That gets all the dirt off the rag and into the bucket that'll never see soap. Then you take your now clean rag and you put it back in the soap and you go back to the car. So the grit guard then avoids you having to use that bucket. I say it's about a 90% solution, but I've had good success with it. Now, the next thing I use that makes things happen very quickly is this wash sponge. This is a closed-cell foam sponge, so dirt doesn't get into the sponge. At least that's the theory, and I think it works. It does suck up a lot of juice, a lot of soapy water, and then these waffles help it really add a bit of cleaning action to the paint. But you never want to push hard, because if you're pushing hard, you're doing something wrong. Either the soap's not working well, or you need something else to remove whatever that contaminant is from your paint. So never push hard, then it won't scratch, and it's very convenient. As you saw how quickly I washed the car with this. When I dried the car, you probably saw me, well, you see me use this. This is a water blade, all right? It's a piece of silicone that has a nice handle to hang on to, but the important part is this very fine edge. This will not scratch because there is no contaminants in here. And to keep it so that there's no contaminants, you'll notice that every time I swipe, after I've swiped, I come and I wipe the blade down with this chamois. That makes doubly sure that there's never any dirt or anything that could scratch the paint on this, because it is rubbing against the paint. I've used this for 20 years now, this exact blade. It's lasted that long. It's never worn, and it's never scratched the car. If I get any scratches on the paint, it's because of either improper washing technique or improper cleaning. I never have scratched the car with this, ever. Finally, you'll notice I used a couple of towels to wash the car. I use this, you don't need a big towel like this, but I use this honking large towel to dry the car, and you saw how quickly I dried the car. I didn't need to go over it twice. It just takes care of the water, and the car dries on its own naturally after that. I used a separate cloth. It could have been another one like this, but I used a separate cloth for the wheels. For the same reason, I washed the wheels after I washed the car. I do not want anything from the wheels getting anywhere near the paint, because wheels have brake dust. Brake dust is abrasive. So you notice that when I wash the car, I wash it first, the car entirely. And then you may have noticed that I switched from my wash mitt to a separate rag for the wheels. Again, I don't want that wash mitt to ever touch the wheels. So I have a separate rag for the wheels. And when I dried the car, same idea, a separate rag to dry the wheels. It just stops the bad habit of, after drying the wheels, going back to the car and trying to fix any spots you missed, because you never want anything from the wheels touching the paint. And that's it. That's how I wash a car in half an hour or less. Cheers.